Okay, we are just about at the lookout tower. We're back here on the Hunter Call of the Wild, and today we're going to be counting down the top 10 best tips and tricks for getting started in the Hunter Call of the Wild. Now guys, let me know in the comments what level you are in the game, and somewhere in the video I am going to share a key phrase. Drop that in the comments for your chance to win a 1-month membership to the channel, and we are going to head right into it. Okay, so when you first get started in the game, this is what your map is going to look like. It is going to be completely locked. So the very first thing you want to do is run over here and unlock this lookout tower. When you unlock any lookout tower, what that is going to do is it is going to basically turn on the lights for a portion of the map surrounding the lookout tower. And then you will be able to see where the outposts are. And so then what we're going to do is head over to a lookout tower, grab a four-wheeler, and we are going to unlock the entire map. Okay, so I've already leveled up. I shot the beginner deer and one other whitetail, and that's all I have shot so far. So we got $1,000 and that completed a mission. Now missions are a great way to learn the game. They're a great way to make some fast cash and to level up. So you definitely do want to do the missions, and you will find that you will complete missions not even knowing that you're doing it, and that's what we did just here. So if you look at the mission log, visit a lookout tower. Well, I was going to do that anyway, but I got an extra $1,000 because it was a part of the missions. So now I'm going to run my little fanny over to this outpost. We're gonna grab a four-wheeler. So the reason you want to unlock the map first is, number one, every time you unlock something green on the map, you are going to get XP, and that is going to help you to level up. So just by running around or driving around on the four-wheeler and unlocking the entire map, you will level up several times doing that without shooting anything. And then you have the entire map to hunt on. You get it over and done with at the beginning, and it's just a lot nicer that way. This is how you unlock an outpost. Now I do have the music off. It will play really beautiful music. Now when you come to any outpost, see, I did another mission without even realizing it. Got 250 XP and $1,000. Now what did we do? Visit an outpost. That's awesome. Now in the outpost or in any tent, if you do purchase DLC, there is a tent and ground blind DLC. You can change the time, and we will talk about animal schedules a little bit later. Now I should mention that if you have the choice between changing the time in a tent or an outpost, it is 25% cheaper to change the time in any tent compared to changing it in an outpost. So then there is a storage locker right here. Now when you first start in the game, these are the weapons that they are giving you to start with, and they're not the greatest. Let's just say that. But as you level up, you will unlock more weapons, and if you choose to purchase DLC, then life is going to be a lot easier for you. So we're starting out here with the 270, the 243. I'm not going to worry about the pistol or the shotgun. These are the two weapons that we're going to focus on right now. Now we do have some 243 soft point ammo. The 243 soft points are completely free, and I know what you're thinking. Free is my favorite price, right? Now if you go into the store, you actually want to purchase the 243 polymers, and they are not free, but they're so much better than the soft points that when you have them unlocked, and it isn't hard to unlock them, we're almost there, probably shoot 1 or 2 more deer and they will be unlocked. You want to purchase the polymers. Trust me on this, you're just gonna get way more animals killed. They have way better penetration. The penetration with the 243 soft points is 15, and the penetration with the polymers is double that. It is 30. Whenever you want to purchase something, you just come to the store. It will tell you when different items will unlock, and if you purchase DLC, which I do have, they will show up here for me because I have purchased them, but if you have not, they will not show in the store for you. So purchase whatever it is you would like to purchase, and then to load out your inventory, just press escape, click on inventory. This is the hotkeys. Now the 243 is there. If I want to load out the 270, oh, I need to buy 270 ammo. Let's do that. So we go into the store. We go to rifle ammo. It is in order. And the 270 soft points, unfortunately, that is what we're going to have to go with to start with. And when the polymers unlock, we will purchase some polymers. So to start off with, I only have $3,842. So I am going to purchase 2 sets of 10 bullets. So 20 270 bullets. And then to move that over, I go to storage and drag it over to my inventory. So then press escape twice, and then I can click here on ammo and drag the 270. That puts the bullets into the weapon, and then go to sights and this is the only sight we have to start with, so we're gonna put the sight on there, and now we are ready to go, and my 270 is number 2, and my 243 is number 3. Okay, so now we're gonna grab a four-wheeler. Now the four-wheeler, I believe, is free on console, but you do have to purchase it as a DLC on PC. But it really is imperative to have a four-wheeler for unlocking maps, if for nothing else. You're not going to use it to hunt with, but it's going to save you so much time when you are unlocking the maps. So I'm gonna get my little keister in there, and then I'm gonna drive up and unlock this outpost. And just to make life easier for you guys, I am going to put a map of Layton Lakes on the screen just so you can see where the outposts are. So take a photo of that, and that way, without unlocking the lookout towers, you can go and unlock outposts first if they are closer to you. Okay, so if you get on the four-wheeler, this is the view that it's going to put you in, and I don't like this very much, so if you are on PC, just press C, and I like this view much better. Tip number 4 is to get your hands on the right equipment and weapons. Now, there are 2 pieces of equipment you want as soon as you possibly can. The first one is this right here, the Hyperion 4 8x42 rifle scope. It is only 12,000 in-game dollars. You do need 550 rifle score in order to unlock it. But as soon as you get enough rifle score and cash, you want to purchase the Hyperion because the beginner scope is kind of trash, not gonna lie. It doesn't have the greatest magnification. There's this huge rim blocking a lot of your vision. The Hyperion has a nice thin rim. Just to show you the difference on the screen here, this is the Hyperion, and it is just a huge night and day difference. So you want the Hyperion, and the next thing you want to get your hands on as soon as possible are the Apex View 7x42 binoculars. Now these are not available until level 29, so it will take a while to get there, but the beginner binoculars, they are not a rangefinder, so it does not measure the distance, whereas the Apex View does. Much better magnification with the Apex View. These are the binoculars you're going to be hunting with for the rest of your hunting career in Call of the Wild. And the only other binoculars that you might use are the Gen 0 8x50 night vision rangefinder binoculars. Those are awesome for hunting at night, and the Gen 0s come in the high-tech hunting pack. Now, if you are considering starting with even a little bit of DLC, there are 2 weapon packs. They're only about $5 each, and they are going to make this game way easier, like way easier. And that would be the Modern Rifles DLC and the High Caliber weapon pack. Now, with those 2 weapon packs, you will have just about the best rifle in the game for every single class of animal. Now, the Modern Rifles includes the Zarza 308, which is my absolute favorite class 4 to 8 rifle. It's awesome, super powerful, so much better than the 243 and the 270. It also includes the Zarza 223, which is really great for small predators, things like foxes, coyotes, raccoons, things like that. It also includes the Zarza 22, and as a beginner, you don't have anything to shoot class 1 animals with. Nothing. You do have a shotgun, but the birdshot, you do have to unlock it. So when you first start, for quite a while, you're not going to have a weapon to shoot class 1s, and class 1s would be ducks, bunnies, birds. The tiny species are class 1. And then we have the high caliber weapon pack, and the high caliber weapon pack has the Arzina 300, which is the best class 7 to 9 rifle in the game. This rifle has almost no recoil, especially when you pair it with 3 points in recoil management in your skills and perks. You're gonna have virtually no recoil, and it is extremely powerful. It's perfect for species like moose, bears, lions, tigers, anything class 7 to 9. It also comes with the 4570 Jernberg Superior. Now, what makes this pistol so amazing is that it only weighs 1 kilogram, so it fits into any loadout, and it is good for classes 4 all the way up to class 9. So that's another weapon that gets class 9s for you. And last but not least, it does come with a shotgun, and not just a shotgun, but my favorite shotgun, and that would be this one right here, the Strandberg 10 gauge. Now it has 4 shots, which isn't bad. The Cacciatore does have 6, and the Cacciatore is a non-DLC shotgun, also a really good shotgun, but I just seem to get more things down when I am using the 10 gauge Strandberg. So those 2 weapon packs I do highly recommend if you are going to go with any DLC. And then after that, I would highly recommend getting the tent and ground blind DLC. You can put 16 tents down on any map at any given time. That's the max amount you can put down, but having tents intermittently all over over your map is going to save you all kinds of time running around your map getting from water source to water source. So having tents is another really good DLC to purchase as a new player. So as far as the best loadout, the best non-DLC loadout when starting would be the 7mm. This is what you want to unlock as fast as you can if you are not going with any DLC. The 7mm is good for classes 4 to 9, the Ranger 243, which is good from classes 2 to 6, and then the Cacciatore 12 gauge shotgun, which is good from classes 1 to 8. And then the best DLC loadout would be the Arzina 300 for classes 7 to 9, the Zarza 308 for classes 4 to 8, the Ranger 243 for classes 2 to 6, the Virant 22 LR, and that is for your class 1s. And the reason I have the Virant 22 as opposed to the Zarza 22 is the Virant has 10 shots and the Zarza has only 5. That is the only difference between them. Now the next tip I have for you is that you can hunt on any DLC map for free in multiplayer as long as someone on the map already owns it. So if you just go to a random multiplayer server, so basically to do that, you go to the main menu. Now on PC, all you need to play on multiplayer is an internet connection. I believe on console, you might have to become part of Xbox Plus or something like that, but you go to multiplayer and then you just click through. Those are all the different maps. So say we wanted to go and hunt on the new map. These are all the servers that are open. Now, as a new player, you really want to focus on leveling up and unlocking your maps, unlocking the best equipment, getting all of the skill and perk points, and learning the game. Now, when you're traveling around the map, you don't want to tippy-toe around the entire map. You're not going to find a huge amount of animals doing that. I do a lot of running in the game, and what I usually do is when I get to about 150 meters from the edge of the closest water source, I will stop running and start walking and start spotting for animals. You want to see them before they see you, and you want to spot around the edge of the water. This is going to give you the greatest chance at finding animals because every animal, well, not every animal in the game drinks, but most of them do. Now, animals work on a schedule basically. Now, I'm going to invite you guys to join my Discord, and I will leave the link in the description below. So when you go into my Discord, under references COTW, we have a channel here for map specs, and in here we have a sheet for every map in the game. So right now we are hunting in Layton Lakes. So here is our Layton Lakes info. So in here, there is just an insane wealth of information. So we have every species on the map. So it tells you here that black bears are a class 7 animal. So therefore, I want to be using a class 7 to 9 rifle, or any rifle that is good for class 7. And it tells you here, black bears go to 9 legendary. So they drink from 4 to 8. So if I don't remember when black bears drink, I could just come in here and check. So then what we're going to do is we're going to change the time to black bear drink time. So they drink from 4 to 8. I wouldn't change it right to 4 o'clock because it does take the animals some time to get into their zones. So I usually set it for at least an hour into the drink time. Usually, if it is a morning drink time, I don't love hunting in the dark, so I'm going to set the time to 5:30, as then the sun has just come up and it is now black bear drink time. Now, the next thing I want to know is where am I going to find black bears? So let's jump back into Discord, and the next category under references is ladies hotspot maps. Now, I have a category for every map in the game, and in there is a hotspot map for every single species. So we're going to be hunting black bears. So there's our black bear hotspot map. Now, I have put all of my zones on the map. You will not have the exact same zones, but basically it tells you which water sources that you should be hunting for black bears on, and black bear are pretty much everywhere on the map. But some spots are better than others, like the top of the swamplands here is really great for black bears. Okay, let's go find some bears. Okay, so we know that there are a lot of black bears at the top right here because of my hotspot map. So I'm going to run up here and start spotting and see if we can find some bears. Let's go. Okay, we found some animals. They're not black bears. We haven't made it up to the top yet, but we do have Roosevelt elk out here feeding, and we have females right in front of us. Beautiful. Giving us a broadside shot. Now that is the easiest stance in order to get a vital shot. So now we're going to talk about where to aim and how to shoot animals. So when you start off, you won't have any skills and perks. So you will not have weapon zeroing. So that means that every weapon that you're using will be automatically zeroed to the mid-level. So for the 243 and the 270, both of these are automatically zeroed to 150 meters. So as you can see, I am crouching in so I don't spook them. I do have a bit of a bad wind. Now, if the wind is directly blowing at the animal in front of you, they are going to spook. So you do want to be aware of the wind. Now, basically what you want to do is aim right behind the shoulder blade for a double lung shot. Okay. So if I'm 0 to 150 meters, this guy's 180 meters away. We should hit just about exactly where the crosshairs are. So I'm going to hold the shift key in order to hold my breath. Now it's not going to work for very long until I get more skills and perks, and then holding your breath and taking shots will definitely get easier. I don't have sight spotting with my rifle yet, so I have to keep going back and forth to my binoculars just to be able to see the animal. Okay, so this is where you want to aim. Right there. That was beautiful. There. Should have been a vital shot. Can't spot through my scope, so I don't know which one I hit. But the game is going to get way, way easier for you as you level up and get more skills and perks. It's never going to get harder. It's only going to get easier. And that's the good news. Okay, so when we see hunting pressure, we know that the animal has died. So we got a good shot. So now I am looking for the vital blood splatter. When you see this, you know you got a vital shot. And that is exactly what we were going for. Okay, so once you find your vital blood splatter, you want to find the next piece of blood. And then you want to follow the triangle here. There you go. And pick up all of the blood splatters on the ground. And that will lead you to your kill. So there is our elk. And that was beautiful. So that's exactly where you want to aim. Right behind the shoulder blade, about halfway up the body. And that is going to give you a perfect lung shot. Now we only got single lung because we are using soft points. We would have had a much greater chance at getting a double lung shot, which means less tracking, but doesn't really matter to your score. So we got paid $615 for this doe because it's a female, no trophy score. So when you are shooting any animal, in order to get a vital shot, you want to hit either lung, neck, heart, liver, and in some animals, brain. Now it all depends on what the trophy organ is. Now if you're shooting, for example, a crocodile, you can shoot them in the brain because their trophy organ is not their antlers. They don't have antlers. But when you're shooting, say, an elk or a whitetail or any kind of deer, you can't brain shoot them because if you do, you ruin the trophy organ. And if you actually just scroll on top of these 4 icons here, it tells you the 4 things you need to complete in order to get full score on your animal in order to pass the harvest check. So the first one is to use proper ammo for this animal. The 270 is good for classes 4 to 8, and elk are class 7, so we use the correct ammo. So we're good there. The animal was shot once. We're allowed to shoot any animal twice maximum. We passed that part of the harvest check. Intact trophy organs. There are no trophy organs for a female elk, so we passed that. And hit 1 vital organ or more. We got a lung shot, so we passed all 4 parts, so therefore we passed the harvest check, and we did get full score. Even though it's just a female, it doesn't really matter on a female, but on males it definitely does matter. Now let's talk about hunting pressure. So the next tip I have for you is how to understand hunting pressure. Now every time you kill an animal, hunting pressure will appear on the map. So the first thing it's going to tell you is that the animal has died. So often, once I shoot an animal, I will quickly open the map to see if I have hunting pressure, and that way I know that I got a good shot if the animal did die right away. Now the next way to use hunting pressure is if you actually put your waypoint right in the middle of the hunting pressure, that will lead you to where you shot the animal. Not where the animal is, but where you shot it. And from there you can track the blood trail to your kill. Now, when we're shooting animals in need zones, we're able to shoot 3 animals, and when we kill a 4th animal, the 4th kill will then delete any need zones that are underneath the hunting pressure. And we will talk about need zones in just a moment. Oh, I just spooked a bear. Okay, we're getting into bear territory. Well, that bear was not drinking. Now, while you are learning how to shoot as a new player, it's always a good idea to head to one of the firing ranges, and there are 2 in the game. Now, there is one firing range in Hirschfelden. Here it is here, so it's in the bottom right-hand corner, and once you run over there and discover it, you can fast travel to it after that. Now, that is the long-range shooting range, and the beauty of the firing range is that you don't use any of your own ammo. You have unlimited ammo at the firing range, so it won't cost you any money. Then there is another firing range in Parque Fernando, and that one is a short range, or a basically meant for practicing with bows. And here it is on the screen. So basically, it's not too far from this outpost right here. Just travel diagonally downwards, southeast. Basically, you're going to travel just, I think it's about 100 meters southeast. It's right by the outpost, and there it is. So practice until you feel comfortable getting vital shots. Now, the next question you might ask is, what happens if I don't get a vital shot? Well, if you don't get a vital shot and you still are able to harvest the animal, it does die, and you find it and harvest it, you are going to get downgraded a medal ranking. So if that animal were a gold, it would then be a silver for you. So if at all possible, you want to get a vital shot whenever shooting at any animal. Number one, you're going to get full score. Number two, you're not going to have to track it all over the map. It's going to be nice and fast to be able to find that animal depending on which weapon you're using. And you will actually get paid less when you don't get a vital shot. So getting a vital shot will ensure that you make the most possible with that animal. And predators pay more than all the other species in the game. They just pay the big bucks. So that is why we are hunting black bears right now. And there's one, there's two right there. Beautiful. See how easy that was to find? Because they're right by the edge of the water, because we changed it. Ooh, there's an 8 mythical. That is a big one. Black bears go to 9 legendary. Okay, we're going after the big guy. So as soon as I spot the animal, I put the waypoint on him, and then I'm gonna run up there, and I wanna take my shot, especially as a brand new player, within 200 meters, between 150 and 200 meters, because I am automatically zeroed to 150 meters. Now we're going to talk about zeroing. Oh, we spooked an elk. We've got some mallards out there. And you'll notice that every time I spot an animal, when it's in its need zone, you get a ding, and then that zone gets placed on the map. We're going to shoot this guy, and then we're going to talk about need zones. So usually I can run right up to about 200 meters. Then I start to walk. I can usually walk up to about 150 meters. Now, as a brand new player, you might want to crouch before that, because you are going to make more noise before you have all your skills and perks. So I'm going to crouch now until I can see the bear. I got to get to the edge of the water. So this is the zeroing perk. It's under rifle perks, and you definitely want 2 points in zeroing as fast as you can. Now, this is an active perk. You have to activate it in order for it to work. Any of the green skills and perks are ones that need to be activated. So at level 1, it unlocks the short range zeroing, which is up to 150 meters for any weapon that zeroes up to 300 meters. So that would be for the 243 and the 270 and the 7mm. Then at level 2, that unlocks the long range zeroing, so then you can zero up to 300 meters. So basically what that means is, if I have an animal that's 75 meters away from me, if I zero to 75 meters and I am 75 meters away from that animal, when I aim and shoot, I am going to hit exactly where the crosshairs are. When I zero to 150 meters and the animal is 150 meters away or close to it, so you could be 200 meters away and 0 to 150 and you will be just fine. So I'm going to use the 270 here. I just want to show you again where to aim on a perfectly broadside animal. Okay, so basically I'm going to aim right about, it's hard, there's a lot of sway when you're at like level 2. I'm level 2. Prefer to have the outline. Okay. So that is where I wanted to aim. That should be a vital shot. Now with zeroing, when you have an animal that's 300 meters away or further, you want to zero to 300 meters. That way you will hit exactly where the crosshairs are. If you do not have zeroing and you're shooting at an animal that's 300 meters away, you're actually going to shoot underneath the animal or definitely too low. Okay, so our bear did definitely not go very far. So that was a perfect shot. That's exactly where you want to aim. But you see how my shot is right in the middle of the lung? And we leveled up. Beautiful. So my next tip for you is to select the best skills and perks in the right order as you are leveling up. Now I would recommend starting with ambusher skills. Now basically how the skills and perks work is you will receive a skill or a perk point alternating every level until you hit level 37. So basically what that would look like is if you were to get a skill point at level 2, you would get a perk point at level 3, a skill at level 4, and so on and so forth until you hit level 37. Then at level 37, you will start to get a skill or a perk point alternating every 3 levels. So basically what that would look like is if you were to get a skill point at level 37, then you would get a perk point at level 40, a skill point at level 43, and so on and so forth until level 60, and then that's it. No more skill and perk points for you. When you hit level 60, that is max level. You won't get all of the skills and perks. Basically, you're gonna have to pick the ones you want the most for your style of hunting. So let's start with ambusher skills. And this is the order that I would recommend getting them as you level up. So you're gonna have to put at least 1 point in Scent Tinkerer in order to unlock tier 1. You want 3 points in spotting knowledge. You also want 1 point in sight spotting. This allows you to spot animals through your scope. And man, do I miss that right now. And then the other one that I absolutely love in ambusher skills is Pack Mule. Now that gives you an extra 3 kilograms worth of space without making any additional sound. Now, there is a catch. Unfortunately, with the amount of skill and perk points that we are allowed, we can either have Pack Mule or Disturb Vegetation, but we can't have both. So once you have your ambusher skills, come on over here to the stalker skills. Put 1 point in locate tracks. That is going to unlock tier 1. You want all 3 points in track knowledge. Then you definitely want 2 points in soft feet, and you definitely want improvise blind. And then disturb vegetation will help you to find rare furs. Now let's go over to perks. Now we're gonna start off in rifle perks. So you definitely want muscle memory. At level 1, this unlocks the ability to ready your next shot without leaving aim mode for rifles, shotguns, and handguns. You definitely want that. And at level 2, increase ready speed after firing for all weapons. Then you want breath control, all 3 points. This is going to make firing your weapons so much easier. And then of course you want 2 points in zeroing, and any of these green skills or perks need to be activated in order for them to work. And you can only activate 1 at a time. That's good to know. And you also want 2 points in steady hands. This is going to give you decreased wobble when in aim mode using any weapon. So while it is in the rifle perks, this perk is good for all of the weapons in the game. So under handguns, the only perk here that is really necessary for me is sprint and load. Unlocks the ability to reload all weapons while running. So let's jump down to shotguns. You definitely want fast shouldering. This increases the speed of entering and exiting aim mode using any weapon, not just shotguns, as well as the speed of switching weapons. Body control is also a good one, and you definitely want recoil management, and there are 3 points to recoil management. Now, I do some bow hunting. I don't do a huge amount of bow hunting, but I am able to bow hunt just fine, and I hardly have any points in archery. I do have some in full draw here, and it reads, increases the time an arrow can be drawn in aim mode before fatigue sets in. Fatigue will cause aim wobble, followed by a disruption of aim mode. So if you're gonna do a fair amount of bow hunting, you probably want 3 points in full draw. Now you definitely want move and shoot. This decreases the wobble while moving in aim mode using any weapon. So this is going to make you steadier. And those are the best skills and perks that you definitely want when leveling up. The next tip I have is to understand how need zones work. So whenever you spot an animal in a need zone, you're gonna hear that ding, and that is going to put that need zone on the map. Now, when you have a need zone, basically what that means is all of the animals that are attached to this need zone will always come back to this need zone sometime during the need zone time. So this is a drink zone, and whitetail drink from 8 to 12. That doesn't mean they're gonna be there right at 8 o'clock and stay there right till 12, but they will show up at some time between 8 and 12, and they usually stay right till the end of drink time, at which time they leave and go to their next zone. Now, these whitetail will always be on the map until you shoot them, or if you open your map open to multiplayer and someone else shoots them, or if EW does a population reset. Now, those don't happen very often, but they do happen once in a while during updates. So if you shoot at an animal and you totally miss and he runs off, or you spook him off, all you have to do is set the time back and wait for that whitetail or whatever animal it is you're hunting. It will come back to its need zone at some point. Now, with the hunting pressure, as I mentioned before, you can kill 3 animals and the 4th kill will delete the zone. So if I were to then kill 4 of these whitetail, I could not possibly do that at level 2, but at level 60 I definitely could. And if I were to do that, then I would have enough hunting pressure that everything under the hunting pressure would delete. Now that need zone is then going to to show up somewhere else on the map. We don't know where. Could be close by, could be far away, but it is going to relocate somewhere on the map. And if you want to find the whitetail that were in that zone, you're going to have to search and re-find that zone. But basically, the way to discover need zones is either spotting the animal in the zone or picking up the need zone indicator. So there you have it, guys. I really hope that helps you to get started in this amazing game. If you did enjoy the video or learn anything at all, splat that like button. And if you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button for more daily Call of the Wild content. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. And I'm going to recommend that you click right here for the beginner playlist.